The ultimate things in life are free, and we're keeping it that way. Subscribe to keep up with the latest games, tournaments and community content. Share it with your team and friends, and drop a like to help spread Ultimate to more people. Spread the word, spread the love. ULTI.TV.
Donc cette finale va opposer premièrement le club des Frisgo de Blois. Donc je vais appeler les joueurs d'une par une. Le numéro 3, Cléa Bautras. Le numéro 13, Zoé Panchet. Le numéro 15, Déborah Lecalvé. Le numéro 26, Coralie Fouquet. Le numéro 33, Salomé Rollet. Le numéro 29, Coralie Diniz. Le numéro 46, Marianne Sauvy. Le numéro 49, Juliette Bertrand. Numéro 56, Florine Berthelot. Numéro 61, Camille Archambault. Numéro 75, Camille Blanc. Numéro 81, Eva Borneau. Numéro 84, Alexandra Meunier. Et numéro 94, Noémie Gilbert-Cholet. Et face à elle, on va retrouver l'équipe championne de France en titre, les Yaka de Noisy-le-Sec, avec le numéro 3, Maria Castillo. Le numéro 4, Caroline Pisson. Le numéro 5, Aude Richon. Le numéro 10, Cathy Afondo. Le numéro 11, Rick Pierre. Le numéro 18, Aline Mondiaux. Numéro 19, Katharina Missel. Numéro 20, Emma Delaunay. Numéro 21, Cécile Meunier. Numéro 22, Paula Basse. Numéro 24, Mathilde Lemercier. Numéro 25, Anaïs Leva. Numéro 26, Clara Mathias. Numéro 27, Mélanie Hébert. Numéro 28, Chloé Vallet. Numéro 29, Jeanne Delavallée. Numéro 52, Anne Ledorne. Numéro 54, Caroline Cronier. Numéro 80, Aman Babican. Numéro 81, Laura Xavier Becker. Numéro 83, Patricia González Tamaja. Numéro 84, Irène Dolcelia. Et numéro 96, Olga Gilina. Et donc maintenant, nous allons écouter l'hymne national. Merci à tous et que le match commence.
As the sound of the Marseillaise fade away and the chanting of the crowd begins to ratchet up, welcome to the women's final of the French National Championships. ULTI.TV bringing you coverage live and free on our YouTube channel. Benjamin Rees up in the booth, delighted to be here to bring you this pulsating encounter between Yaka of Noisy-le-Sec and Frisco of Blois. Just heard the teams and players be announced onto the field, and the stirring strains of the Marseillaise, the French national anthem as well. Yaka, very much the hot favourite in this competition, looking to add to their already sterling record, both at home in France and internationally. And for Frisco, maybe not the team some people expected to be in this final. And certainly when they were 9-4 down in the semi against Cesquidistus, it looked unlikely. But they fought back from a perilous position to take their berth in this final against Yaka. And Aline Rastamondio pulls, and we're underway. Fouquet, back to Bertrand, looking for an option underneath, is Eva Bruno. Bruno to Gilbert Cholet. Looking for options, puts this one out, just sneaks it past the defender's arm. Wow, that was tight. Carly Fouquet. Fouquet, nice little high release backhand. Snagged with one hand by Munier. Munier goes low, too far out in front for Noémie Gilbert Cholet. Mondio will pick up with a chance for Yaka to break on the game's first point. Mondio winds up the arm, goes deep, too far.
Can you guys hear me?
Steph, we can hear you loud and clear. Go away. The shot there for Clara Matias, just too far. So second time of asking here for Frisco. What can the women in white do? Underneath to Borno. Borno unleashes one deep. A couple of defenders there. Caroline Tisson gets it just enough of a touch. Gilbert Cholet nearly collected the trash. Yaka back on offense. Underneath cut to the far sideline. For Goikolea, can't find anyone. Maybe a little bit of early finals nerves here from both sides. Fouquet picks up, and Fouquet jacks it deep. But Goikolea makes amends by snaffling that one away. She has the disc in her hands now. Looking for Mondio. Frees up as the reset. Underneath. Laura Chanyu-Becker. Finds Tisson on the far sideline. German looks deep instead. Lasers it through. Did not see a window there. But a visionary throw from Caro Tisson. Mondio comes underneath. Castillo on the far side. Oh, this is floating. But she chases it down with a spectacular layout for the game's first point. Yaka break to take a 1-0 lead. When you've got players and athletes the quality of Maria Castillo, you can afford to not be quite as sharp on the throws because you know that they're going to be able to rescue you. And I'm not sure that she necessarily needed to lay out, especially with Jean Delavallee close by. But when you can do it and it looks that good, I can't say exactly blame you. So it took them 3 times, but eventually Yaka got that break, thanks to the layout from Maria Castillo. Fouquet catches the ball and centers to Divi. Has it back in her hands now. Underneath, fits that one in to Clea Botra. Wants the reset, just about. Finds Fouquet inside to Coralie Divi. And she puts it deep. She's looking for Botra. I don't think this has got enough on it. It does not indeed. Jean Delavallee doing the business there, getting the tip to take it away. Tell you what, still hit Botra's fingers. She just couldn't adjust in time. Starting with the opening synchronier. This throws low. What fast hands from Vallet. Vallet! Oh my word! What a layout from Camille Blanc. Not only to get the disc, but to come through so cleanly from behind and avoid all contact with her opponent. That is some bit, I can tell you. Devi to the aforementioned Blanc. All quite congested near the thrower, getting crowded, struggling to find options. Stall out called. Did she get the reset off to Fouquet in time? She does not, uncontested, and checks the disc back in. Offense did look panicked there. Everyone cluttered around Blanc and covered each other up. Meisel's on this near sideline, reaches out a hand and snags it in. And now Meisel's shooting over the top towards the back of the end zone. And it is inch perfect to Chloé Vallet. Yaka break once more. It's 2-0. And Blanc's heroic bid is all in vain. See Meisel at full stretch, brings that one in, and then sees the opportunity. Has the height matchup she likes. Archambault sitting too shallow, and floats it over the top to Chloé Vallet for the break. Yaka taking a 2-0 lead. Frisco ready to receive the pull. Comes from Paula Bass. Here's Juliette Bertrand. Back to Fouquet. Spears that one in to Borneau. Coming underneath Berthelot now. Tosses that one behind. Bertrand trying to run the give goal with Fouquet. Bass comes around to stop it on the force, and that opens up the break to Munier. Now Borneau running the give go. Bertrand thought about it, but probably a good holster with a defender peeling off to try and cover that. Still count rising in a short window. Just doesn't get the accuracy needed on the pass to Gilbert Cholet. The imposing figure of Paula Bass picks up the disc. The Dutch woman just about threads that through a window. Gilbert Cholet nearly got the poached block. Now is Delaunay on the far side. Delaunay opens up the arm, but this blade's far too early. And it rolls harmlessly and comes to a stop pretty much on the end zone line. That's a throw that I think that she'll want back. Just caught the edge far too early. Underneath Borneau. Nice snag on this near side by Munier. And a pick downfield will temporarily allow the players a little bit of a breather. Le Bonnier was the player impeded. Munier, back to Bertrand. Looking at an inside flick. Instead goes towards the open side. Gilbert Cholet. Back to Fouquet. Oh, cheeky little high release. Over the top. Berthelot tried to squeeze it down the sideline. But Kathy Afonso knew what was coming. Got the hand in the way. Got the block. And it's Yaka's disc once more. Here's Le Bonnier. Beautiful low release, textbook form. And Bass absolutely zings this into the end zone. Afonso gets the bookends. Yaka 3, Frisco 0. And the reigning champions are rocking and rolling right now. Brilliant form, getting low, opening up the body for that pivot. And then Bass, again, using the full 360 degrees rather than just thinking about being on that level lateral plane. Pivots backwards slightly to get the right angle on that blade towards the end zone. Afonso has her matchup beat. And Julie makes the catch to complete the bookends. 3 breaks for Yaka to start this game. You can see there the flags whipping a little bit in the background, gives you an idea of the wind. When it's in the central zone, you don't really feel that so much, with the grandstand providing a little bit of a shield. But when you get towards the end zones and it's more exposed, that wind is something to think about as Disson uncorks the pool. Maybe a little bit of a miscommunication, or they left it intentionally, because Yaka were offside. So on the first offside call, have to repull. Every subsequent offside, get the chance to take it at the attacking brick mark. At the attacking brick mark? At the brick mark, I should say. Evidently, Yaka just a little bit over-eager in jumping the gun. Definitely very much onside this time. And it's another cracker of a pull from Tisson. Bertrand feels and plays a 1-2 with Davy. Here's Le Calvé. Trying to keep it short at the moment. Finally a shot through. Two players lay out. Becker, Chonu Becker can't get there. But Blanc, who's been more than happy to go full extension for some of these discs, comes up with it once more. Deville. Le Calvé. Yaka sideline, trying to provide some help and encouragement to their teammates. Here's Le Calvé, tries to put it through. Caro Tisson was ready and waiting and puts a hand to swat it away from Cléa Botra. Delaval will pick up for the women of Noisy-le-Sec. Disc brought in. Oh, they're getting a deep cutter, isolated in so much space. Can Chonu Becker get there? Not quite. Superb commitment, even if on this occasion it was all for naught. Agonizingly too far out in front. Superb work to create the space in the separation, but the throw was a touch too far. Deville comes to Bertrand, playing within their own end zone at the moment. Can they keep calm, or will the pressure of the field position get to them? Almost got there. Pick sends the disc back into Juliette Bertrand's hands. Brought in and swung. There's just no connection really between the handlers and the downfield options, but they are finally out of their own end zone. Deville towards the far side. Le Calvé doesn't see an option she likes. They're faking that inside backhand. I thought it was there, but there was no movement for it. It's all very close, and eventually the sheer number of passes tells. Deville, usually so reliable, gets that one wrong. Surrenders the disc in the end zone. Delaval will pick up. Player isolated in space. Jinx jives one way, another. Players sag off to cluster the space. So the dump goes to Caro Tisson, and Tisson finds the target. It's Chloé Vallée catching another goal. Her second of the game, and the Yaka's fourth. They're 4-0 up now. The offense just looks so stifled for Frisco. And if you give Yaka this many chances, it's a recipe for disaster. But from all we've seen from Yaka this weekend, They always look like a team that would be tough to stop. Won their quarter-final 15-0 and their semi-final 15-1. Such has been their superiority in the bracket so far. A large, deep roster, able to constantly rotate players through, keep those legs fresh. And another 7 go out there. Mondial with the pull. Caught by Fouquet. Finds Deville. Underneath to Borno. Borno opens up the arm. Lovely little IO shape on that flick. Oh, that is money. That's a work of art that Claude Monet would have been proud of. What a throw from Eva Borno. Brilliant way to get their first point on the board. Towards the far sideline. Force comes a little bit too far over, and there's just a little hint of IO shape on it. Takes it over the defender. Botra makes the catch. Arms aloft. Did her job well, timed the cut brilliantly, created the separation. But for me, this is all about the throw. Just sumptuous. It's like a delicacy. Frisco with their first point on the board. They're going to see Yaka starting on offense for the first time this game. All 4 of their points so far have been breaks. Garnier picks up. Goes to Matthias on the far side. There's a lot of space over the top or around the back. Delaval finds Hia. Now they're playing it through quickly. Munier to Hia. Oh, this throw is going to sail a little bit. Lay out at the back of the end zone from Babikian. Can't get there. Hia puts her hands up in apology. Because I think this is intended for Matthias, and it's overshot. Deville picks up for Frisco, looking to see if they can get a break of their own. Again, their offense all looks very congested. And we know that they don't need to do that because we saw that they have players who can have exceptional deep puts and just a miscommunication. Saw the same space that Borno did, but the reset handler wasn't ready for it. Le Colfer couldn't recover in time, and Yaka will get the disc back right outside the attacking end zone. Delaval looks reset central, trying to get the swing all the way to the far side. Hia, oh, pops it up again. Got far too much on that, and it's way out the back of the end zone. Looks frustrated with herself, wipes her hands on the floor. A passerby behind the stadium gives the disc back to Coralie Fouquet. Fouquet wants the inside flick to start. Instead goes towards the far sideline to Munier. Here's Batello. Botra now. Bono, having put it deep to Botra on the previous point, this time goes deep herself, and Botra makes a throw. Somehow finds the gap in the front of the end zone. Frisco show that they've come here to play, and they get their first break. Yaka 4, Frisco 2. And this Yaka side cannot have been broken many times this tournament. Such has been the scoreline in games. Here's Borno going deep from Botra. Could be so easy in these scenarios to try and force it in, but instead stays calm, recess to Fouquet, and defender might have just got a piece on it, but couldn't prevent it going into the hands of Deborah Lacave. Yaka still in the lead, but from 4-0 it's been cut to 4-2. We know that Frisco have the ability to put runs together. Just ask Seskidistas, who were 9-4 up, and before they knew it, were 11-9 down. Mondio feels the very deep pull. Her fast pass is to Paula Bass. Bass gets it up line, it's low, and she lays to save it. Wanted the big one. Bass doesn't care about your conservation of greatness principle. Delaunay, back to Bass. Played with Yaka for many years now. Here's Gonzalez. Le Bogne. A compression sleeve on her left calf. Goes low to Richon, and Richon finds Mondio. That was much cleaner and much more clinical from Yaka's O-line. And their three-point advantage is restored at 5-2. The force from Bertrand is just too flat, and it allows Richon to use that reach of that wingspan to get the around backhand off Torasta. It's funny how nicknames stick, isn't it? As long as I've been playing Ultimate, Eileen Mondio has been known as Rasta, and yet I've only ever seen her with short hair. It's going to be Caro Tissontopol. Sun beating down here in Orvault. And Botra Fields. Now here's Berthelot. Zone coming out from Yaka. Throwing something different at their opponents. And at the moment, they're forcing them backwards. But they've got round that cup and they're trying to swing towards the far side. Borno makes the catch. Now coming back through, really trying to make the front four work. Deville. Sings that one through. Here's Borno. Wants a cutter going deep. Doesn't get it in time, so goes short. Munier towards the far sideline. Archambault reels it in. Borno takes off up line. It's very cluttered, and it's thrown into the clutches of Laura Chagnou-Becker. She goes back, a throw that rises, but Valet makes the catch regardless. Zings that one through the inside channel to Matthias. Now Munier powers underneath. Munier finds Delaval. Delaval puts a heater to the end zone, and Caroline Tisson catches it for the 6-2 lead. A little bit of spice there from Yaka, but they work the disc to the open side, time the deep cuts well. It was tight, but the defense couldn't quite get there. With no force, Delaval's always going to put this. Just floats a little bit, and Borno can't get there in time. And maybe out of exhaustion, maybe out of exasperation, leans solemnly on the barrier behind the end zone. Yaka earned back the break that Frisco took from them a couple of points ago. 4-point advantage back in play here. 6 8-2, the current scoreline in Noisy-le-Sec's favour. Here's the pull from Yaka. Fielded by Fouquet. To Deville, and a miscommunication. Throws straight to Patricia Gonzalez-Navassa. Slaps it to the turf. Rasta picks up. Purposeful pump fake. Out to Castillo. Castillo thought about it and decided better of it. Player comes to the open side. I don't think that's quite going to be in the end zone just yet. Agnès Luba. Castillo goes into the backfield. It's the reset, and there's a bump on the mark, and that's going to cause a foul. And that'll reset the still count to 0. Uncontested. This check back in. Now Castillo powers up line. Clears out. Rasta activates. Can they zing that one in there? Speed to Mondio, who slides knees to the turf. Yaka break once more. It's now 7-2. Well, if Frisco gave them a little bit of a jolt of electricity, it's certainly woken them up, and Yaka have responded from that break by scoring 3 on the bounce, and they're now 1 point away from half. Pull from Yaka. A rare miscue, lands out of bounds, and that'll give Frisco the opportunity to bring this in from the brick mark. Debra Lecalve. Goes laterally to Munier. Bourneau has been a good yardage getter for them, both catching and as a thrower. Fouquet towards this side once more. Bothra, now they're redirecting the flow of traffic. Out, Bourneau is too far for her to reach. And in the battle of the 81s, Laura Chonu-Becker gonna make sure that there's no opportunity to rescue it. Yaka's disc with a chance to break to take half. Matias picks up. Out of the side stack, Meisel gets it underneath, and Meisel launches it. She's looking for Chonu-Becker. Eva Bourneau tips it up, it's still alive. Can they make the catch? It's Rika Hjær at the back of the end zone. Punishing for Frisco. Felt like they'd done enough, got the tip on the D, but they couldn't secure it. And against teams like Yaka, you give them just the merest hint of a sniff, and they can punish you. Bourneau got a huge hand on it, but could only mack it high into the sky. And who's lurking at the back of the end zone? Who else but Rika Hjær? And that'll give Yaka an 8-2 half-time lead. Their 4th point in a row. Scored 4 on the bounce to open this game. Frisco put 2 of their own in, and then Yaka 4 in a row once more to give us an 8-2 scoreline at half-time in the women's final here at the French National Championships. While the two sides take a little bit of a breather, we're going to do the same. But don't go anywhere, because the conclusion of this final continues on the other side.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and fund our work
to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
N'oubliez pas, avant de partir, à venir acheter votre disque Action contre la faim, un disque qui sert à... Donc un disque qui va rapporter 5 € à l'Action contre la faim et qui va nous permettre, par exemple, de payer à manger à des enfants qui sont dénutris. Et donc avec 5 €, on les soigne pendant à peu près un mois. Donc merci à vous.
Welcome back to ULTI.TV's coverage of the French National Championships. Second half of the women's final underway. Yaka, 8-2 up on Frisco. Make that 9-2. Maria Castillo shooting to the end zone where she finds Valet. Yaka with a nice clean hold offensively to begin this second half. Story of this game so far, Yaka, 4 breaks in a row to start, open up a 4-0 lead. Frisco got one on the board thanks to a beautiful flick from Eva Bourneau. Then they got a break of their own, and that only seemed to fire up Yaka more. Fired off 4 in a row to finish the first half. And make that 5 now to start the second. With this backhand put for Maria Castillo to space for Chloe Valle to run down. It's Benji Reese in the booth for ULTI.TV. Penultimate game of the weekend here, the women's final. Yaka sitting pretty at the moment, but as we saw in the last game, or at least the last women's game that we streamed, the semi-final between Seskidistas and Frisco, Frisco turn it on and go on those unstoppable runs. That time just looking underneath. The pass bounces off the fingers of Florine Batelot. And Lebonia will pick up, looking for a break early in this second period. On the near sideline. Relatively flat force from Deville. Lebonia looks for the break, doesn't see it. Lubac comes back into the backfield, low. Speared by the outstretched arm of Richon. Now a lead pass. Oh, this is beautiful ultimate. I thought that was going to go, but the pump fake from Lebonia had it instead. Low release, no. All the way towards the far sideline for Richon. Now they're trying to stay patient. Taking advantage of the poach, no! Brilliant heads-up defense there. Flashing in there. Covering for her teammate to get the block. Here's Sovi. Looks downfield, looks backfield, and there's going to be a brief stoppage here. Lubin, a little bit of discomfort, I think. Slap of hands. Disc coming in on 6. And Lubin checks in. Sovi breaks into the center of the field where she finds Deville. This time, oh, maybe caught Berthelot a little bit off guard. She caught the disc, and the disc might have caught the Yaka player's face. I think that's Olga Chinina with the blue cap. Chinina checks the disc back in. A couple of players in that same space. Deville gets the disc. Wants the reset to Fouquet. Pick downfield. And while the players were stopping up, there was another pick as well. Everyone back in position, A-OK and ready to continue. And that's a little crowd developing here in the grandstand. The Stade du Garnier in Orvault, as that throw is behind the intended target from Le Calvé. Anaïs Luba. Afonso powers underneath. Sneaks one through, takes advantage of the force coming round. And Luba puts it up. There's 2 receivers there. And Chinina puts her name on it for 10-2. Sometimes you see those situations where there's a lack of communication and you can get in each other's way, but not on this occasion. That chemistry clearly there. And although the shot sailed slightly, it was only going to end up in Yaka hands. (10-2) the score. Yaka 2/3 of the way there in this final. Frisco's chances rapidly fading out of view. Frisco may finally be defrosted. Bertrand catches the ball and finds Luc Galvez. Violation. Disc has made its way over from the far field. An errant pull in the women's bronze medal match between Seskidistus, who of course lost out in that big Freezgo comeback in the semi we streamed earlier today, which I highly recommend you go back and watch for free on demand on our YouTube channel. Up against Lady Joncte, who fell to Yaka 15-1. This throw pops up a little bit, not a problem for Blanc, who certainly made her presence felt for Frisco in this game. Here's Blanc catching it as they side through that front line of the Yaka defense. Probing with those fakes. Here's Bertrand. Bertrand going back to Luc Galvez. Here's Blanc. Dishing it off to Bourneau. I thought she was going to do it. But this time, decides that patience is a virtue. Bertrand. Not seeing the movement she likes downfield. Nice switch there by the Yaka defense. But Blanc eventually gets the disc in her hands. Has to come very shallow to do so. Bourneau takes off deep. Has it got enough on it? It has, but Bourneau can't make the catch. Ricocheted off her palm. Went for it at the second attempt, but couldn't recover. Agonizingly out of reach for Eva Bourneau. Tisson picks up and brings to the brick mark. Solid possession there for Frisco, coming to nothing. Valet tries to squeeze that inside look. That was never there. And Camille Archambault rejects it, and it hits the grass. Bertrand picks up. Bourneau comes out of the end zone. Little spin to try and shake the mark loose. Player coming free to the open side is Camille Blanc. That point, the offense looked much tighter from Frisco. And they make it count by punching in at the second time of asking. Still a long way down in this game, but that's a nice confidence booster for Blois Frisco. It's 10-3. Camille Blanc had a brilliant layout snag earlier and a ridiculous layout D. Now has a goal to add to her tally. Yaka leading 10-3 here in the women's final of the French National Championships. Benji Rees here with you for ULTI.TV. And if you've missed some of this game or some of our other coverage here from the French National Championships or from the Swiss National Championships, where we also have a stream team this weekend, then all the games are available to watch for free on demand on our YouTube channel. Highly recommend that you like, share, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications for any time ULTI.TV go live or post new content. Which, after having looked at the schedule for the next few weeks, it's going to be quite a lot. Monzio bringing it in from the brick mark. Finds the engine of Castillo underneath. Huge gainer on this to Goicolea. Now Chinina on the far side. Chinina to Richon. That looked too easy for Yaka. Just hard-working, open side unders, grinding it down the 4 sideline for 11-3. As defenders, you're always taught, usually first and foremost, just to stop that open side under. But it's always easier said than done, I find. Especially when you're faced with a team like Yaka that has a roster that's nigh on double the size. Ten more players Yaka brought this weekend, although I think one of those, Herbert, is unavailable for this game. So 9 more active players. That's a tough ask, especially this late in a weekend on a glorious hot day here in Orvault, just outside Nantes in northwest France. Rolling pull this time from Yaka. But Fouquet fields just in front of her end zone and gets the disc back here, going with the zone. We'll see if this change in defense provides a change in fortunes for Frisco. That's a little offhand backhand hammer over the top. A little bit testy maybe. Fouquet has no problem. Thought that downfield look could have gone. Instead they're going into the backfield. Fouquet. High release, finds Bourneau. Oh, cheeky. So cheeky, that lefty, and then back through from Fouquet. Bourneau and Fouquet look like they're playing catch in the park. So nonchalant was that. Oh, when this throw pops up, can it be tracked? Well read by Deborah Luc-Galvet. Fouquet finds Sauvé underneath. Squeezes that one in to Fouquet. Fouquet to Luc-Galvet. Luc-Galvet underneath to Bourneau. Bourneau thinks about the upline to Fouquet. Dump is quite a way away, but eventually gets it off. Luc-Galvet back to Bourneau. And a miscommunication. Fauger indicated that she wanted the disc under, planted and turned, but the disc from Bourneau had already gone. The German Tisson picks up for Yaka. Delaval takes off up line, finds Hjär in the middle. High release to Tisson. Tisson looking deep down the far sideline and too deep for Valet to reel in. Been a reliable deep target for Yaka this game, but that time maybe just asked a little bit too much of her. Fouquet picks up, brings it to the front of the end zone. Moving the cup around with those purposeful fakes. High release backhand over the top, a little bit dangerous maybe, but caught safely. Oh, the high release lefty goes over Sauvé's head, but there's backup in the form of Gilbert Cholet. Popping, give going. Fouquet. Back to Bourneau. Transition from Yaka into the one-on-one defense. Finds that inside channel well to Fauger. Fauger back to Fouquet. Noémie Gilbert Cholet. Long ponytail behind her head. Catches underneath. Disc at an awkward angle. Can she quite get it out? Just about gets the reset away. Bourneau! No, sorry. Rika Hjär had the disc in her peripheral vision, peeled off and laid out to get the block. Trapped on the sideline in that narrow channel. Hjär knew what the option was. Here's Valet. Inside break to Tisson. Fakes the backhand. Wants to go across the end zone where she finds Aman Babikian. Yaka now 12-3 up. And after the performance in the semi-final, Frisco have definitely cooled off a bit. But in the face of an opponent such as the one in this game, it's always going to be tough. Yaka coming into the weekend, certainly the tournament favourites. And they've proved why this weekend. Bass, another weapon at Yaka's disposal with the pull this time. Deville centres to Fouquet. More zone from Yaka. Trying to get it past the front line. When they do get a little bit of advancement, the zone is able to reset quickly enough to prevent too much damage. David. Beautiful little stutter cut. And the shake and bait to get free from Juliette Bertrand. But not seeing what she likes downfield is Yaka. Transition to one-on-one. Bertrand has it back in her grasp. Shooting for the end zone. This might be a little bit too high. Just got slightly over-eager. Saw the window to Bertrand. Really tried to leather it in there. But you could see the variable wind as you get towards the end zone. Just pushed it up a little bit too high. Bertrand couldn't adjust in time. And the disc comes to a stop at the back of the end zone. Yaka march it to the front. Underneath is Gonzalez. Haven't really called her name that much, and not because she's had a bad game. It's just testament to the depth out there. We know what a weapon she can be if her name is called. Inside break went to Chinina. Chinina continues to Afonso in the end zone. But a pick was, it's not a pick, excuse me. That's a stall out called on the throw. Can't spot him at the moment, but I do know that the former mayor of Noisy-le-Sec is in attendance, been a big supporter of both Yaka and Is No Good, who we'll see up next in the open final. Was in Bruges to watch Yaka's maiden EUCF crown back in October. Camille Blanc is the player on the force. Trying to work out exactly when the disc was released. Stall out, contested is the resolution. Disc will come back in on 8. Wouldn't surprise me if we see that same look again. Stall out called once more. And this one is going to be uncontested. Goikolea couldn't get it out of her hands in time on this occasion. And Blanc checks the disc back in on the ground. So Fouquet will pick up for Frisco's second possession at this point. Nice high release backhand to the aforementioned Blanc, who was on the mark for that stall out. Munier just outside the end zone. Goes back to Fouquet, high release over the top. Oh, a little bit cheeky, and I think it caught the defender. Afonso unawares, wasn't quite expecting it, and by the time she saw it, it was already in Munier's hands. Frisco score for 12-4. Frisco still battling out there. And down comes the pull from Borno. Yaka field, centering pass might float a little and it drops in the end quite neatly into Delaval's hands, and that throw downfield, despite the layout from Le Mercier, doesn't connect. Break opportunity for Frisco. They managed one in the first half, searching for one in the second here now. Borno takes off deep, and she's the option, and she reads it well. I thought maybe it was undercooked. This is France, and they're no stranger to something coming out a little rare. The hammer towards the near side of the end zone for Forget is caught. But I think the groans might tell you that there's been a stoppage. Hammer was helixing slightly, was well read by Forget regardless. Now there's a little bit of discussion involved. Beautiful afternoon here in Orvault. Just getting some rules clarification from the game advisors, I think. Looks like the disc is going to go back to Borno here. And the score comes off the board. So disc getting ready to be checked back in. Rika Chaya is on the mark. Checked in, Borno. Recess this time instead to Le Calvet. Deville comes underneath. Tries to laser that inside flick through to Borno. Precision accuracy. Two handlers in that space, that makes it awkward. And the low throw is well rescued by Le Calvet. Borno comes back central. Running a little dominator between the three handlers at the moment. The old weave. Desperate for some options. Deville tries to spear it in. And it's knocked away. I think that's the 21 shirt of Cécile Munier. It is indeed. The Austrian Meisel. Underneath. Too far out in front. Matthias can't bring it in. Another chance for Frisco. Looking for this break. Deville with a long pass back. Got the angle wrong. Needs to get more outside in to curl it around the defender. But Meisel got a hand in there. And Meisel goes coast to coast for the goal. It's the awareness from Meisel, having got the block, not resting on the laurels, seeing the opportunity in the space, sprinting to the end zone, trusting that a teammate was going to pick up and provide the assist to give the double happiness. 13-4 the score. And that's got to hurt for Frisco, who thought they had the disc in the end zone for 12-5, only for it to be called back. Might not mean much in the grand scheme of the game. But still, probably hurts a little for Frisco. Bourneau and Delaval still engaged in a little bit of a discussion with the game advisor following the conclusion of the point. Grandstands beginning to fill up to watch the conclusion of this game and the open final which follows. Fouquet picks up. Luc Calvet. Here's Munier. Looking around. Up line cut to Fouquet is well covered. Delaunay on the force, just sagging off slightly to dissuade that throw from going. But Fouquet has it in her hands now. Player takes off deep instead. Underneath is the option. Where Sauvé finds Berthelot. Now on the near sideline with Blanc. Strapping on that left hand. Back in towards the center of the pitch. Nice little high release backhand, opened up this space on the near side. Munier lashing it for the end zone. Pinpoint precision. Potra makes the catch with the outstretched arms just beyond Paula Bass. 13-5. Still very much feels like Yaka's game. But if Frisco are going to mount a comeback, well, they have to start on offense. And Yaka taking the opportunity late in this contest to call a timeout. French National Championships Women's Final. Yaka up 13-5 on Frisco. Benji Rees here with you on behalf of ULTI.TV. Yaka receiving the disc, 2 points away from the title. Borno ready to pull here for Frisco. Backhand rolls towards the far side, nearly hit a Yaka player on the ankles. Good evasive action taken. Underneath, it might float a little bit, but that's not a problem. Reeled in comfortably regardless. Jeroen Becker finds Munier. Low throw to Babikian. Just floats that one out there. Valet to the end zone. So smooth, that offense from Yaka. No one had it for more than a second or two. And Laura Jeroen Becker catches the goal that brings them within 1 point of victory. Just fakes to get the first cutter out of there. So Valet's got all the space to work with. And then Jeroen Becker accelerates into that space up the line for the goal. Whatever Yaka said during that timeout seemed to do the trick. Because that offense was silky smooth. So the Yaka sideline makes their way off the field. Frisco, 7 already on, ready to receive. Yaka getting some final instructions. And that pull does not come out right, and Yaka knew it. That's one that Lubin probably wants back. I imagine Frisco will probably take this from the sideline. Stoppage downfield. Maybe a foul, a little bit of bumping going on between cutter and defender. Bertrand isolated all on her own out in front of the end zone. Bertrand set well away as the reset to try and prevent that poach. Now coming towards the disc is Borno. The bidding defender, Castillo, can't get there. Borno blading towards the far side. And stealing in to get the D, just about, is Kathy Afonso. Thought for a split second that Alexandra Munier might have a chance to keep it alive, but not on this occasion. So Le Borgne has the disc in her hands. Yaka can work the full length of the field. They'll have another national championship. Swings to Le Bath. Now Le Borgne comes up line, floated down in front of her. Fakes the flick. Here's Goikolea. Looking, waiting for the cutter to free. Instead, Le Borgne comes up line. Castillo always looking at that deep option. Gonzalez has it. Still close to that sideline. Looking for the swing, puts it up nice and early into space for Le Borgne. Continuation to Castillo. Castillo pumps the backhand, goes central. Lubath. Castillo sprinting, but doesn't get it. Trying to find a way to worm the reset free on a high stall. Lays it into the end zone for Castillo. Yaka are once more your French national champions in the women's division. 15-5, the final score here over Frisco, Flamboise. Noisy-le-Sec has another national championship. Here's the replay of the final score. Desperately looking for the reset. Doesn't like it, but sees out of the corner of the eye that inside-out channel. Zips it in there to Maria Castillo. And Yaka once more the title winners. 15-5 final score here over Frisco, who put up a good fight, but Yaka just had too much strength in depth for them and for anyone else this weekend to handle. Women's division done and dusted. National title in Yaka's pocket, but there is still one more game to go here today, and that'll be the open final with Noisy-le-Sec's Is No Good, hoping to replicate the achievements of Yaka by winning a national title and adding to their collection with the Tom's Tourney crown already perched atop their head. Trying to stop them will be the local lads of Chak from Pornichet, Corset and Orvault. Thank you so much for watching ULTI.TV's coverage of the French National Championships. A reminder to like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, all of the good YouTube stuff as well to get notified whenever we go live. Be that here, be that at the Swiss National Championships where we are also this weekend, or any of the other events we've got coming up in the next few weeks. Also, if you can, become a member of our Patreon page for as little as a pint of beer a month. You can help us bring Ultimate to as many people as possible, live and on demand for free on our YouTube channel. For our ULTI.TV crew, I am Benjamin Rees. Thank you for watching, and we will see you on the other side for the open final.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch,
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe. ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
fund
our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the ultimate world and beyond.